Another thing I've been thinking about for a while and I've been wanting to make a video about is how your vote doesn't count. You know, like your vote, like let's say specifically in the presidential election, your vote literally doesn't count. And I'm not just talking like electoral college. Although that plays some role in it. But I guess, like, think about like what chances, like what's the situation where your vote literally counts to me? I mean, like, they'll count as far as like they'll get counted for the most part. Some votes won't. But for your vote to like make a difference, what needs to happen? Your vote needs to change the outcome one way or the other, you know? I mean, the thing about this is crazy too, is like so many people put such a high value on voting. They like get mad at people that don't vote. And it's just such a part of American, you know, just America in general, that you're supposed to vote. And I do vote. You know, I voted in the last few presidential elections, and I'll probably continue to vote even though my vote is essentially worthless. But every time I vote, I definitely wonder, like, why am I doing this? It makes absolutely no difference. You know, I think as elections get smaller, you know, go from like national level to like state level to local level, the smaller the voting pool goes, the more influential your vote is and the more likelihood it would actually count. But there's so much, like when the presidential election rolls around, there's so much weight on like, oh, who is everybody voting for? And it's silly because any individual vote has like zero chance of swinging the election in any way. Like in aggregate, yes, like your votes as a whole kind of count. But like if you personally vote or don't vote, it will just never make a difference. You know, it's hard to think of a situation where it would make a difference. Because let's think of this situation. In your state, the candidate you voted for wins by a single vote. Now, first of all, that's never happened, like ever. But let's say the hypothetical situation comes up where it's like 1,000,000 votes to 1,000,001 votes, and you voted in the direction where the person wins now. Anytime an election is close, and I don't know if it's like 5%, maybe different states have different thresholds, but anytime a vote is like close at all, within like a few percentage points, they do a recount of the votes. And after that recount, you get a new voting count. The count is never, it's always different. So in the situation where it's like your vote swings the election in one direction or the other, they're just going to do a recount. And then you have the pre-recount votes and the post-recount votes. Where's your vote? Because obviously some votes weren't counted, or maybe the count goes down. I mean, who knows? The count is going to change after a recount. Where's your vote? It's like a Schrodinger's cat type of situation. It's like, is your vote over here? Is your vote over there? Is your vote in both places or neither place? Like, there's no way for you to know. So it's just funny to me how much importance like media and just people in general put on voting. Like, oh, I'm gonna vote for this person, I'm gonna vote for that person. Who cares? Like, it literally could not make any less of a difference if you vote at all. You know what I mean? And I don't feel bad saying this, because this isn't even it's not like if everybody watches this video and people stop voting, it's not like that would even sway the election one way or the other, because this isn't a partisan issue. This affects Democrats, Republicans, Independents, all the same. It's just a single vote in these large elections makes no difference. There's almost no way for it to make a difference. And it's funny, like, if you see, like, on voting days, like, people are standing in line for hours to vote in some places. You know, luckily the last few elections I've been to, the lines have been short and it's been very easy. I go in, I vote, I leave. It doesn't take very long, but it still takes like an hour. You know, you go drive somewhere, you park, you walk in, you get you get everything filled out. I mean, it's a time-consuming process, even if the lines are short. And it just makes you wonder, like, what's the purpose of spending time on this? It makes absolutely no sense, because your vote will never swing the presidential election. It's impossible for that to happen. It's probably impossible at the state level and even the local level as well. Local level, you know, I could see a situation where something boils down to one vote. I guess it's technically possible. I mean, it's technically possible at any level, but I'm just saying the odds are less and less likely. It's like winning Powerball. You know, I mean, it's just not going to happen. Actually, it's not like winning Powerball, because people do win Powerball. So I don't know what the odds would have to be for like one vote to swing a presidential election, but it's astronomical. I mean, it's got to be much, much less likely than somebody winning Powerball. You know what I mean? I mean, it is, because people win these giant lotteries every day, you know? So it's just something to think about. Like, if you're a person that's busy, even if you're not busy, dude, I mean, it's like, life is short, man. I mean, you know, it's like an hour or two, but still, it's like, what's the value in it? You're literally doing nothing, you know? So that's how I see it. Voting is completely worthless. And it's just funny to me how much weight people put on the importance of voting, when if you think about it, the odds of your vote making a difference are essentially zero. You know what I mean? So that's it. I would just say, like, next time voting day comes around, if you don't feel like voting, just don't vote. Who cares? It's not going to make any difference whatsoever. And you know, people might give you shit for not voting. So what do? You just tell them you voted. You know, who cares? What's the difference? It's just a complete waste of time. It's just another way, like, the government, society, whatever, tries to kind of pull the wool over your eyes, tries to make you think you have a voice when you don't. You know, you have no voice in this. You have no influence in this. And it's just the way it is. So anyway, that's my point. Voting is worthless. There's no reason to do it. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Thanks.